radio for the masses.
Headline edition, July 8, 1947. The Army Air Forces has announced that a flying disc has been found and is now in the possession of the Army.
If the game is rigged, change the game. Game changer.
I occasionally think how quickly our differences worldwide would vanish if we were facing an alien threat from outside this world.
This is Fade to Black with your host, Jimmy Church, on the Game Changer Radio Network.
All right, welcome. How you doing? How you doing? Today's Wednesday. This is Fade to Black. Today is Wednesday, May 22nd, 2024, and tonight is our once a month or thereabouts AMA, AJA, Ask Jimmy Anything. Ask me anything. So it's all simple to do, and I love this night. I wish we did more of them. It's supposed to be once a month, but it turns out it's probably every other month. But we got it squeezed in this month. So post your questions in the chat. It's very simple to do. And post in all caps. Okay? Post in all caps. The chat gets out of control. That's the first thing. And there's a lot of stuff, and people are chatting. That's what you guys do. And I have to scroll through and seek out questions. So with these, with these old eyes and my old brain, I need them in all caps so I can see them, so I can pause as I scroll through. Okay, so questions in all caps. Oh, let me move some stuff around really quick. I'm going to move that there. I'm going to move this back over to this screen, and I am going to open Twitter and make sure that I have Twitter here. Okay, so hashtag F2B on Twitter. And there you go. Okay. So it's just a special night for me. And I was kind of commenting before the show started in that I get to, there's no sound check. There's no prep with a guest. I don't have to worry about any of that. I just come in here, sit down in the studio. It's you and I just got to glance at the chat and fly through this thing. And it is so fun to do because I get to hang out with all of you. Okay, so there you go. Tonight is our AMA. And I can't stress it enough. Please put your questions in all caps. And what I try to do, and this show is it's interactive. It's always been interactive, and to come in and just hang out and it is just, it's an honor and a privilege. One, two, the questions are always really good, and the third thing is I go through, since I'm revealing stuff tonight, I just revisit my whatever, ask me whatever. I mark. I'll scroll ahead in advance, and then I mark the questions that are in all caps because the chat does go crazy, and then I'm able to see them as they are tagged. Okay, so now I just scroll through. I'm not reading the questions in advance. I don't. I just read them in real time, and there you go. But I do tag them because there's just a ton of action. Okay, so that's it. Post it in all caps, and we'll do this. Okay, so next, a couple of things, couple of updates. I am going to give away a pair of tickets tonight for Contact in the Desert. Now, if you would like to go to Contact in the Desert, and I'm going to give away tickets, you need to, if you win those tickets, right? If you win those tickets, you're not asking for the tickets, you're going to win the tickets. If you cannot attend, If you're the winner, and I'll tell you how we're going to play this game tonight, this little contest. If you're the winner and you can't do it, we'll pick a 1, 2, and 3, and first place, second place, third place, and just shoot me an email. Say to me, I can't. Give it to the next person. Give it to number 2. Give it to number 3, and we'll make that happen. Okay, all right, and once that's finalized by the end of the day tomorrow, on tomorrow night's show, I will announce the winner. Well, the proposed winner will be announced tonight. And this is what we're going to do. Okay, so this is an AMA. The best question of the night, voted on by you, gets the tickets. Okay, so it's not on me. So it's not on me. All right. Okay. So that's what we're going to do. So the best question of the night, voted on by you. You guys are going to say, hey, it was so-and-so, it was so-and-so, it was Bob, it was Bill, it was Jane. And you guys are going to vote for it, and then we will see what happens. Let's see. Okay, so I've marked a few questions in advance. And yeah, if you like Android Paranormal, just kicked in $5. He goes to the front of the line. I'm kidding. Android, that gets you nothing. It'll get you a good answer, though. Okay, so let's see. Okay. Make sure they're questions. If you put it in, if you put something in all caps, make sure it's a question, because I'm going to read it. I'm going to read it regardless. Okay. All right. Okay. So let's get things started. I wanted to make a couple of comments before we start scrolling through all of this. There's a lot of questions I got to get to already. I noticed that the comments were, Jimmy, you said you would play guitar on the next AMA. And I think I remember saying that. I do. I think I do remember saying that. And that was what, a month and a half ago. What has happened in the last 2 or 3 weeks in the studio has been insane. It's been crazy. So and I'm not finished, rewired the whole studio, new furniture, new effects, new rack gear, new cameras, right? You now know, right? There's 3 cameras in this studio. There's a switching system. There's all of that. New lights. You can tell now, right? There's new lights. There's lights now in the back, as well as here, and here, right? So there's lights all the way around. And thank goodness they're positioned out of my eye line, because otherwise I'd go blind. Anyway, all of that, all of the stands, all of the rewiring, everything is still not quite done. It's getting close. The lenses for the cameras, it's things like this, right? Okay, so you get these cameras. Now you need a monitor, and this is a touchscreen monitor. You can see it's on right now. You can see the light. You see the fingerprints on it. So this attaches to that, and this sits here. It's just like the craziest, it's just insane what we have gone through. What I haven't gotten back to, and I hopefully will do it this weekend, is get my guitar rig and my drums and other instrumentation wired back in. That's all unplugged and coiled up and is sitting over there. So and I saw that today. I saw the question or this day. Well, are you gonna play guitar? And I was like, oh man, completely forgot about that. So yeah, I'm just not I'm not ready, but I will. I will next AMA. Yeah. I'll play a little something. All right. Now, so there's that. Next, little insight here. You can ask me tonight. I get bogged down so much during the AMAs when people want to ask me about guitars, and I get all excited about that, and then I've got to get up and pick up a guitar. So you can ask me about any guitar behind me, so I don't have to get up. I'll pick it up or whatever and show it to you, but just keep it right here so I can just see. This is the deal. See, I've got, right? This is how big this is. I got to roll all the way. I'm still not here. Right? So, all the way back over here. That's how far I've got to go to grab a guitar. So just keep it right here. Don't ask about something over here or something back there or something over there. I got to get up. If you want to see something or hear about it or what it is or whatever, just keep it right here. Okay, let's see. Next is that I want to talk about, are you ready? Black widows of the spider kind. I want your opinion, okay? And your opinion is about this. Black widows. So I go out, this was yesterday. I go out, it was yesterday. I'm out in the garage, and between like the news and Showtime, and I'm moving some stuff around, the battery tender for my Harley to be specific, and then right now, and the cable drops down. So I reach down to pick up, and I look, and in the corner of my garage, by my garage door out front, is a Black Widow parked. Big, fat, she's big, beautiful. And she just sitting in, and they have the nastiest webs too. They don't build, they don't have those really cool spider webs. It's like a tangled haunted house vibe. Anyway, so she's parked in there. And I got down, I said, "Oh, look at you. Aren't you beautiful?" And she's just got her legs out. And I'm checking her out, and I'm talking to her. I've got no issues with Black widows, I don't think, which is the question. So today, and just leave her be, just not going to mess with me. But then this morning, I'm out there, and she's still there, same spot. And I see another baby Black Widow come out of this little hole in the wall. So it's mother and daughter, right? Because they eat the husbands, right? They kill them. And there's a reason why they're called Black Widows. Anyway, so I see the baby come out. And she's there. And she's a little cruiser. She's about this big. And there's mom. And I was going to take some pictures. But this is my point. I came back in the house, and I'm leaving them alone, Came back in that. A couple hours later, earlier today, I'm back out in the garage and getting some tools, just doing stuff here in the studio. And I look down, and I opened up the garage door for light, and in the web is a cricket. And I said to myself, I'm about to watch some carnage, right? This is like Mutual of Omaha. And the cricket's trying to get out, and it's a thing, and it's tangled up, and it's trying. And I'm watching the baby, the daughter, was ready for action. I watched her drop down on a spider web, right? So I was like, "Oh man, I can't watch this." I can't do this. This is carnage. And then I say to myself, no, but this is nature. It's a cricket. It's that, and the cricket is just like, ah. And I'm sitting there, I go, what am I doing? I can't watch. I can't do that. I cannot do this. And I thought to myself, and this is my question to the audience. Let's pull her out and her baby. There's probably more in there. Lord knows how many Black Widows are in the, it's a phone jack that's got the cover off, and that's where she's hanging out, right? Cable jack or whatever, phone cover, jack cover. That's off the wall, and it's just an opening. And so anyway, do I take her out and release her into nature and her daughter? There's probably more kids in there. Pull them out and just release them into nature. I'm not going to kill anything. Or do I just leave her be? What do you do? What do you do with the Black Widow? And I always hear about Black Widow infestations and things. And do you really want a problem like that? You're not going to get bit. I mean, if you did, I don't think anybody's ever died from a Black Widow bite. I remember looking at the stats for that, because I live in the desert. There's Black Widows all over the place. So what do you do? Do I just leave her be? I'm going to look at the comments. We have a red black spider that's related to widows, have dangerous venom, but they're non-aggressive. Right, exactly. They found their wing. If it's not aggressive, okay. Yeah, I'm kind of that way too as well. You flatten it with a shoe. Yeah, set them free. Mother and child reunion. Yeah, I mean, she needs the landline, Jimmy. That's funny. That's exactly where she's at, too. She's right there in the phone jack. She's right there. So, yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Oh, you ready? The cricket got away. I sat for that whole thing, and I was going to let it go, man, to let nature play it out, man. That cricket, and he there's the lasers, that are on the for the garage door opener. Dude, got a hold of the laser, pulled him. He had one leg stuck in the web, and he's just pulling. And I'm telling you, man, the two Black Widows came out of park. They're like, oh my God, but he got away. Cricket was like, whoo! And mom was moving slower. The baby, the daughter, she was gangsta, man. She was ready. All right, let's go ahead and get this started. Let's get to your questions. And remember, best question of the night, voted on by you, contacting the desert tickets. Okay. All right. I really don't even I'll give away more tickets, but definitely best question of the night, voted on by you, a pair of tickets. Okay. And we'll figure that out by the end of the show. Let's go. Let's see who is up first. I'm scrolling down, scrolling through. Dickie Berg. Jimmy, if I paid you $1 million, okay, let's just pop it up here. If I paid you, we should do this. Yeah. If I paid you $1 million to work one night in a morgue alone, would you do it? Let me analyze this for a second. $1 million is a lot of money. It's a lot of money. Okay. No. No, wouldn't do it. Not alone. I wouldn't do it alone. I would do it. I would be a morgue assistant with the mortician maybe for $1 million. I would consider that. I would be the mortician assistant, the mortician apprentice all night. I do that for $1 million. Alone? No, not alone. There, I thought that one through. And I honestly answered that question. If I was the assistant and I just got to hand tools over, scalpel, makeup, whatever's going on in there, feeding in, what's the fluid they put in the vein, all that embalming fluid. Okay, all right, I would assist. Yeah, that I would do. It's creepy as hell. Yeah. I mean, I'm more fascinated. Yeah, that's actually a great question. I'm more fascinated with people that want to do that. They go to school for it. Yeah, it's pretty wild. You know what? Whatever your bliss is. All right, let's see. Next question. Audrey May. Again, I'm just reading these live. Jimmy, if you could remote view anything in the past or present history, what would you view? Oh, wow. Well, you would have to know in advance what you were viewing. You couldn't wish to view something. You're saying remote anything in the past. So you would have to, so you'd have to know the exact event and or place or whatever. Okay, all right. Because, I would love to remote view Hangar 18, but you don't know if anything, or you would have to know. So what would I remote view? Gosh, man. It would have to be, it's almost like a time travel question too as well. But if I could remote view, I would remote view Vladimir Putin shaving and combing his hair. I want to know what goes down. He can't even sit next to somebody at a table. What's his morning like when he gets up? I would like to remote view that. Does he get in the mirror and go, oh yeah, man, it's going to be a good day today. Yeah, man, I'm going to get my shave on. It's going to be what I would like to see something like that. Now, remote view the Kennedy autopsy. Yeah, that I would something like that. Speaking of morticians, but that's more of a time travel thing. When I consider remote viewing, I always think of remote viewing as in the now. So what would I want to remote view right now on planet Earth? What would I like to go and see? I'd like to see Vladimir brush his hair in the morning. Does he put on his own slippers? You know what I mean? What's going on there? Yeah. You can already guess about Kim Fatty Fat. He doesn't do anything himself. But Vladimir, love him or hate him or whatever, that's not the point. He's just he's a character. That guy, there is another leader, another state actor on this planet, man. That is as interesting as that guy. He rides tigers. Okay, let's see. Next up. Right. Oh, Bill's got a question. Can we get another interview with Jim Goodall from last night? He was amazing. Say next month. He mentioned that he would had more to share, but he never got to. Jim wrote me this morning about that and some other things. So yes, we're going to go ahead and get Jim on the show as soon as we can. We stay booked out, about 4 weeks in advance or so. And Michelle handles all of that, but we're going to get that set up. And he also let me know that they're planning to go to Belize in the fall. Now, of all the times, I'm gonna try to make this fit, because in the fall, back to back, I've got September, I've got Alaska, October, I've got Egypt, and November, I've got Peru. So I don't know what part of the fall he's talking about, but so it depends. But anyway, I talked to Jim today. Okay. All right. So yes, Bill, we will make that happen. Gizmo, how would you describe your followers to Fade to Black and what they have brought to you? Wow, great question. Fantastic question. The Fadernauts, you know what? Okay, so this is, I would describe the majority of the Fadernauts and the people that come into the show every night as being very similar to me. You have to get me. And that part of it, I totally dig. I'm turning on my air conditioner here. Hold on. It's really hot. It's really hot. Okay. Remember when I said I'd never have a smart home, and now I sit here and everything in my house is on my friggin' phone. Everything. Lights, doors, locks, windows, garage door, thermostat. Okay, so like me, because when we go back to the beginning of Fade to Black, the very, very beginning, the ideas of it, and this is when I was talking to Art Bell and his guy over there, I can't remember his name. Now it's been 10 years since I talked to him. But and I had told them, you know, sports, UFOs, conspiracy, music, food. If I could talk about that, if that was going to be the show. The show was going to be UFOs, time travel, lost history, little sports, food, music, guitars, entertainment. And if I could wrap all of that into one show, I'd be happy. Right? But it's called removing the mask. All right. You've got to just be yourself. And that's a hard thing to do, to pull the mask off. Just be yourself. And that's the stuff that interests me. That's what I talk about every night. That's what we're going to be talking about tonight. And now, so to talk about Eddie Van Halen or Dimebag Darrell or Yngwie Malmsteen and taco trucks and Egypt, right? And Roswell, put all of this into way. That's a perfect night for me. But is it, you know, so that's who listens to this show. And that's what's great. I don't have to worry about or think about, and a lot of people do. A lot of people do. They're concerned about what people think about their show, what they think about them personally, what they should say, what they shouldn't say. I don't have to do any of that. I don't. Guitars, aliens, contact, disclosure, good Italian food, a good ribeye steak, 2001: A Space Odyssey. These are the things, right? Go Beckley Tappy and Eddie Van Halen, and I put all of that into one show, and suddenly, what I was shown was that I wasn't alone. I wasn't alone. And that's what I get from the fans of this show. They get it, man. They get it. I go out to conferences and I'm gifted, you know, all weekend long, band T-shirts, food. It's like, of course, aliens and ET stuff. But it's just like, man, you get it. You get it. I was over in England. I had talked on the show many years ago about the P-38 can opener that the military used to use back in the 60s. And, so you had your meals ready to eat, your MREs, and they came in cans. And you had this little fold up, it was a little flat piece of metal, about this big, right? It's like this, 2 inches by a half inch. And then it had this folding razor blade thing that was curved, nasty looking hook, razor sharp thing. But you opened up the can with this. And I remember talking about that on the show. So I go over to England and I've got this long line of people, signing and taking pictures and stuff. This guy steps up and he goes, Jimmy, man, remember that show you did about the P-38 can opener? I go, yeah, I remember talking about that because I just wanted to gift this to you. That's what I get from the fans. They're listening, they pay attention, and I'm just talking about the things that are in my life, and that's what I get. And so thank you for that. It's a great question, and it's perfect. Thank you so much. And that was Gizmo. Okay, flaming daisies. I often wonder what are your parents like that they would name you Flaming Daisies or Gizmo? Cool names. So, honey, what do you want to do? I want to go Flaming Daisies on this one. Okay. Flaming Daisies. The doctor comes in and they got the paperwork. Okay. The name of the baby is Flaming Daisies. How do you spell that? Flaming Daisies Johnson. Flaming Daisy says, if you could safely visit only one planet and return, I like that. Okay, so let me start again. Jimmy, if you could safely visit only one planet and return right back to Earth, which planet would you go to? In our solar system or just any planet in general? Now, I like the safely return part. Okay, so that right? Okay, so there's only one planet to visit here in our solar system. That would be Mars. There's no reason to go to Saturn or Jupiter. I would go to a moon of Jupiter, but that's not a planet. But I would maybe. But Mars. But if I could visit, now let's reanalyze this. Visit only one planet and safely return. I would pick a planet that had life on it. Yeah. Of the ET kind, or just plant life and animals that wouldn't eat me because I'm safely returning, right? So I would go to a planet with life on it. If it's here in our solar system, there's only one to visit. You're not going to go to Mercury. You're not going to go to Venus. You're not going to go to Neptune. You're not going to go to Uranus. You're not going to go to Pluto. No, that pretty much... Saturn's off I'd go to Mars. But if it could be any planet, it'd be a planet with some sign of life on it. And preferably green. Preferably green. Okay. Let's see. Let's see. See, there's stuff here in all caps, but it's not questions. And I stop and I pause and you're watching me do this. Okay, here we go. Next. Michael Dean. Is that Michael or Michael? It's got to be Michael. That's Michael. I got another friend of mine, Michael, and I've known him for a long time. He spells his name M-I-K-L. I've known him since we were kids. He spells his name Michael, M-I-K-L. I've known him for a long time. Okay, Jimmy, how come NASA won't send a rover to the face on Mars? Great question. In your opinion, of course. Yeah, well, how do we know that they haven't? Okay, there's that. When the first photographs of the face of Mars were published and caused that worldwide sensation, there was a lot of stuff was sent to Mars to map and photograph and higher resolution, and we never really saw anything. And You know, NASA was shooting the crap out of the face on Mars. They were driving by, shooting. We know about, the rovers that have been, sent to Mars. There's a lot of them. Watch that Curiosity movie. Man, that documentary. It's crazy how far and how long Curiosity's been doing its thing. And we've got so many. But I often wonder, why don't they, go to where the stuff is? It just doesn't make any sense. And one of those is Cydonia on Mars. You've got the face, you've got the pyramids, you've got the structure. Certainly there's all of the research that you would ever want to, you want to go to an interesting place. And Cydonia has been mapped out and talked about, right? There's where you go. I'm surprised about that. I'm really, really, really surprised. What was the movie with the face on Mars? Man, was it Don Cheadle in that? Or was it Matt Damon? Which one was that Val Kilmer? Which one had the face on Mars? It was a good movie. So we need, Hollywood to step in and do that and cover it, and NASA hasn't. But it's very strange. Okay, next up, Andrew. What happened to Larry Haber? I haven't talked to Larry. Larry was the Teeter family attorney, John Teeter, the time traveler. And I called, the last time I talked to him, I called Larry, man, it's probably 5 or 6, maybe 7 years ago. And he picked up the phone. Hey, Jimmy, what's up? I said, hey, Larry, what's going on? Any news? Whatever. But he picked up. Everything was good. Phone number's still good. He was going to get back to me. There was some developments that were supposed to happen, and I just never heard back from him. So I assume he's still doing good. I like Larry. I don't think he was part of the hoax. There's a lot of drama out there. Every time I bring up Larry Haber, like Andrew just did, and I say his name out loud, immediately I'm going to get some email that's going to talk about this, and go watch my documentary on John Teeter, and I debunk, I expose Larry, whatever. I got a new book out. I've got this. Go see my website. And Larry Haber. But I like Larry. Larry was a straight shooter. I did. So I like Larry. But I haven't talked to him. It's been many, many years. This is Lord Nelson. Jimmy, if you were the head of NASA, what planet or moons would you target and why? Well, NASA's kind of, okay, it's a funding issue. I think NASA would do all of the things that we're thinking about if they had the money. I mean, you have Europa, you have Titan, and that exploration. You've got a helicopter on Mars now. You've got Perseverance doing its thing. We're going back to the moon. The space station's going to fly until 2030. We're going to build a space station around the moon. All of this is really cool stuff. They would do a lot more if they had money. Now, if I was the boss, Phobos. That's what I would do. Phobos. Yep. Phobos. For those of you that don't know what I'm talking about, Mars has a moon. It's called Phobos. And it's got a monolith on it. It's pretty obvious, too. It's pretty big. And Russia sent 2 satellites to Phobos. Both failed missions. And allegedly, and I've seen I think 2 photographs were taken. I've seen one that shows a craft, a flying saucer, coming into view right before the satellite gets taken out. Buzz Aldrin wears this T-shirt that says, "Go to Phobos," right? And Buzz has said that monolith, man, that thing is not natural. And he's right. If you look at the photographs of it, it looks. I want to say man-made, but that's wrong. It looks artificial. It's not natural. Just a square monolith sticking up out of the moon. So, yeah, Phobos. I would go to Phobos. That's what I would do. And for some reason, nobody's done it. Russia did it twice, 2 failed attempts. Yeah, flyby, taking pic, boom, satellite blows up. So, yeah, Phobos. That's a great question. Lord Nelson, well played, well done. But like I said, I think NASA would do everything that they could if they had the money. Okay. Let's see. Next up, Stew Pot. Again, parents, what are you doing naming your child Stew Pot? I own a Stew Pot. I'm kind of new, but not. Does Jimmy believe Angel Kenmore, Vegas backyard alien? Yeah, that's a okay. I'm not sure when the story broke. Okay, when the story broke, it had everything that it needed to be legit. You had the body cams from the cops. You had mom and dad, the sons. You had the video of the police going around the neighborhood looking for aliens, right? You had everything was legit. The story, they were out in the backyard. Now, okay, so working on their truck, craft comes down, lands in the backyard, alien comes out and freaks them out. They run in the house, alien goes on the roof, parents are in there praying to the baby Jesus. And they were terrified. Okay. But at the same time, this is the crazy part. At the same time, a meteor came through the atmosphere, burning green over Vegas at the same time. So police are called, body cam footage, parents, kids, story, the searching in the neighborhood, all seemed pretty legit, didn't it? And I was like, okay, there could be something here. It's pretty exciting. There was a bunch of things that were going down that week, too, as well. There was stuff going on in Washington, D.C., and there was this. And suddenly that story broke. And then this was the crazy part. As big as that got in the media, it went away. It's gone. If it was legit, I mean, if it was 100% legit, it'd be hanging out like Betty and Barney Hill. Travis Walton. It would be the gift that keeps on giving. Rendlesham. Roswell. And we didn't get that. That story just died on the vine. And, just like you remember the mall in Florida? That was pretty crazy, too. Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. Okay, let's go to the next question. These are great questions. Let's go here. I'm just scrolling. Fishy Fun 57. Again, your parents. Okay. How many guitars do you own? I don't know. You know what? That's the wrong answer, right? When you when somebody says, I've got 4 guitars. They know, right? They got 4. I got 5 guitars. I got 3 guitars. I've got 5. I've got 6. I've got 6 guitars. They know. When somebody says legitimately too, I don't know. I haven't counted in a long time. I don't have a clue. And I really don't. I don't. On this back wall right here, just right here behind me, there's around 40 or 50, something like that, 48. I don't know. I'm not going to count. But that's what's here. You can see there's 4 rows of guitars here. Okay, so remember what's above you, that's a whole nother row. So that, they come down. And then there's this, and there's that wall, and there's that wall, and there's that back wall, and then there's the living room. And then I have a storage unit with some other stuff. So yeah, I don't know. God, that's the wrong answer. I haven't bought a guitar in a while. It's been a minute. To answer that, let me take that a step further. Every guitar that I own, every one, has been something that I've always wanted, and I've always wanted to play. Okay? I don't collect guitars. I don't buy and sell. I don't trade. I'm not in that market. I'm not looking for investments. I'm not looking to make money. No. I get a guitar that I've always wanted, and I've always wanted to play. That's what I have. So I don't have, well, I have some that are expensive, but most are not. So there you go. Okay. Next up, Brian Morgan. And his picture, Brian, you look just like a convertible. Jimmy, Brian's parents, wonderful parents. What a great name. Jimmy, what's the one thing you've seen that scared the hell out of you? Like genuinely scared? Well, I mean, like, okay, well, probably, I've seen a few, okay, but like scared, like frightened, was the ghost in the mirror down the hall here. That wasn't right. When you see stuff, out of the corner of your eye or whatever, and you go, okay, whatever, you rub your eye, you go, okay, all right. But this was something that went behind me, and I saw it in the mirror. And I screamed. I did. I screamed. I'm in the bathroom, and so I have a long hallway that goes back to the back half of the house, the north side of the house over here. And I have another studio down there with drums and a PA system and guitar amps and bass amps and drum set. So that's all down there. But at the end of that hall, there's that studio has a double door. Not a single door, it's a double door. And they're open. So it's a big opening. And right in front of it, at the end of the hallway, is the bathroom door. But the bathroom door isn't flat on the wall. It's angled in. So when you're going down the hall, you got to turn the corner, and there's the door. It's angled, and there's a shower. It's a full bath. And so that door is angled, right? So when you step in, because it's frigging angled, you can see in the mirror, there's the toilet. You're looking at yourself in the mirror, but in the mirror, you can look out through the door and see the double doors, that studio. So I go in to the bathroom and I turn on the light. Doors are open. All the doors are open and everything. And I'm getting ready to pee. And I'm looking right, and I see it. It just goes whoop, just whoop. It went this way, whoop, through the room. And I screamed. And I jumped back and I fell into the door. And I was like, oh my God. And I didn't want to come out of the bathroom. No, I wanted to stay in there. And then I kind of peek around the corner, and the studio's kind of dark. It's lit up because of the bathroom. And I ran out, and I turned on the hall light. And then I went into the studio, and I looked around. I thought somebody got into my house. And there's no way to get into my house without setting off alarms. That's the other thing. Even if the alarm system isn't on here, because every window, second floor, first floor, every door, everything here is armed. So if a window gets opened or broken, or a door gets open, it goes ding dong, right? No matter what. Even if, right? So, and it's loud. I didn't hear no ding dong. So, yeah. That scared the crap out of me. That's a great question, Brian. Thank you for that. Let's see. Marty, the answer is no. Let's see here. Chris, any modern metal bands you like? Okay, now that's a great question, Chris. The problem we have with that, there are so many classifications now of metal. There is. Metal's not metal. I mean, is there a metal band, a modern metal band? But yeah, look, Hypocrisy, Rammstein, yes. I mean, and I say Pantera all the time, and it's funny when I listen to, which is old school now, Pantera was so groundbreaking when they came out, and they still sound modern to me. They do, and so when I think about the stuff that was so forward, does it still sound modern today? Right? Because Rage Against the Machine is a great example of that, and so is Pantera. Linkin Park had its moment. Slipknot, yeah, okay, all right, but that's all old now. But still doing it, still getting it done, and to me, it's got that modern thing. I like Rammstein a lot. I do, and I like Hypocrisy. I like what Peter Takron's doing. He's always writing really good stuff. Now, there are some bands that you probably haven't heard of that my friends play in that are really good too as well. But I still like my Rammstein. I still like my Pantera. Rage Against the Machine is, yeah. And the pop metal stuff, I still love all of that. I still love Rat. I still love Dokken. Of course, Van Halen. There's something about a really good, Keel, Steeler, but there's something about a Dokken song when you hear it, or Rat, or and you just hear that and you just go, man, it's so well written. I mean, it's just so well done. So there's okay, all right, I've got something for you. The Aristocrats. The Aristocrats, modern, right? Instrumental band. And they're a combination of they've got their own style, But if you were going to think about what they were like, three-piece, guitar, bass, and drums, it's like Steve Vai, Frank Zappa, Steely Dan, and decided to put together a metal band. And they're young. And you watch, you listen, and it's like the greatest jazz from like Jeff Beck. It's got all of that, very well written. Miles Davis, really well crafted. Herbie Hancock, chord changes. It's got all of that. And then it's like the best guitar playing you'll ever, the best bass playing, the best drumming. And they're really cool. I cannot get enough of them. Every time I start listening or watching them, their videos and their live concerts are amazing. And I have a bunch of the records, but you just sit back and you just go, that's not right. Nobody should be in a band that good. That's not fair to the rest of us. They're amazing, the Aristocrats. Okay, next up, let's see. I don't know what this is. Gregor, Jimmy, are you ever amused at how many guests look like deer in the headlights, or just doesn't seem to quite get it when they get the first-time guest disclaimer? I am also. You said you would shred tonight. Greg posted that so he could get that in at the end. Yeah, well done, Greg. Well played. Maybe they're acting. I mean, most guests, I don't think I've ever had a guest on the show, especially like the last 8 years or so, that doesn't know the show or what they're getting into. They know the show. They listen. They watch. They know. They follow the community. They know what time it is. So no, they're expecting the first-time guest disclaimer. Maybe they're surprised that I didn't forget. Maybe that's a better way to put it. All right. Let's see. Android paid $5. Going to get this question read. Any plans in the near future to have a guest discuss NDEs? I like that. Okay. Yeah. I like that subject. I like that subject a lot. I would do shows all the time on it. This is my problem. I always end up talking about me. That's the problem with the NDE shows, because I have my experience and then I suddenly start thinking about it and I start talking about it, and all of a sudden it's not about the guest anymore. And that's why I don't do more NDE type shows, because of my experience. And my experience was so unique. I've done so many NDE shows and read so many books about the subject, and none of it. Nobody, not anybody, Danny Brinkley, even Alexander, pick somebody, it doesn't matter. Their experience was nothing like mine. But their experiences are very similar. But mine, no. And I just get all emotional and wrapped up in it. But yeah, I should do some more shows about that. That's a really, really, really good point. Okay, Moina in the house. In case you didn't know, Moina, she's beautiful, isn't she? She's great. Hung out with Moina. Moina has 25 kids. That's right, 25 kids. I think she's up to 41 grandchildren, and she looks like she does. She's beautiful. I mean, I was sitting there and go, how many kids do you have? How many grandkids? Oh my God. Oh, how do you keep all that straight? And she's amazing, super smart. Geologist, researcher, very scientist, very smart. Okay, so Moina's question. Moina, I hope you're laughing with me. All right. What do you think about the Terrence Howard theories? Okay, everybody's talking about this right now. I started getting into Terrence Howard probably 2 years ago when he started to, talk about this. And Rudy Sarzo writes me one day talking about rock stars, right? So Rudy goes, "Hey, Church, are you checking out Terrence Howard? If not, you need to. And he sent me a couple of clips, and I was like, whoa. Now, the internet's blowing up right now, and he was just on Joe Rogan. I get all of that. Joe Rogan's a big show. So you go on there and people so it's new to a lot of people. All right. Now, without me spending the rest of tonight's show talking about Terrence Howard, and he deserves it. His theories, especially look what's behind me here. So his theories and the way he lays things out, frequencies and colors and resonance and the brain and contact, and I mean, but this is new to everybody. They don't realize that Terrence has been talking about this for a long time, and this isn't like he didn't just wake up one morning and suddenly have all of this 432 in his head. It's pretty amazing, and I'm glad that he was on Rogan. He should have been on Rogan a couple of years ago, but Joe's busy and whatever, and I get that. But to the rest of the world, this is like brand new stuff. But at least everybody's talking about it, and Terrence is smart. His delivery is good, and he can put this out there in a way that people get it. And on top of that, he's got those eyes, right? So you're watching him and you're listening. He's got this honesty, this thing, but he's got those eyes, and he's just like, man, and that's got everybody pulled in. So I'm glad that Terrence is out there talking about it. Yeah, that's what I think. I think Terrence is a very smart guy. Very smart guy. Everybody's talking about it like it's brand new. It's not. Terrence has been doing it for a while. Can you tell us some famous people you partied with stories? What? I have a deal with everybody. Okay? All of my friends, they all know. I'm not talking about anything. I can't do it. I can't. Too much crazy. It's just too much. No, it's just not cool. Those stories need to stay where they are. They just need to stay right there. All right. Okay. I don't know why this just popped in my head. Okay. He's no longer with us. Killer Kane, New York Dolls. Arthur Kane. We do an interview with him, and we put him on the cover of our magazine that with just a little street rag called Concrete Jungle. And so we do the interview, and we're up at the Whiskey. It's myself, Bart. Was Bart taking pictures, or did we have a photographer and Bart was in the pictures? I can't remember. But we were all standing taking a picture. And somebody, Arthur is next to me. I'm standing in the, so I'm, and Arthur is like on this side. Or somebody standing over here, but Arthur and I are in the middle. And then somebody down in the end thought it would be funny, I guess, to take their beer for this photograph and pour it on Arthur's head. All right? And at that moment, and I got my arm around Arthur. He's got his arm around me. And I feel the beer on my arm. And I look up, and Arthur pulls back and punches. And Arthur, you got to understand, Arthur was like 6'8", a big dude. I'm not kidding. He's like 6'8". Just whop pop. And I thought to myself at that moment, this is so rock and roll. This right here, this moment. This is so rock and roll. Anyway, I don't talk about that stuff. There's a quick story. Okay. All right. Next up. Oh, I'm supposed to be taking a break. Let's not take a break tonight. Let's just get through the questions. I want everybody's questions in. You're going to vote the best question of the night. I'm going to read as many as I can. I'll keep my answers short. And you guys are going to vote, and we'll vote 1, 2, 3. We'll have some backups. Okay. But I'm going to give away a pair of tickets. And if the first person, the first winner gets, I'll give away a second pair. I can do that. To Contact in the Desert. Okay. Deanna Corley. Is that your real picture, Deanna? Jimmy, do you think aliens are spiritual in nature, or interdimensional, or coming from other star systems, or us in the future, or all of the above? All of the above. Well, okay, so let's break this apart, and then I'm going to get to the next question. I love the question, and it's very easy to answer because I think it's kind of all of the above. But the angels and demons part, angels and demons are words that are old and were used, back in the day. Okay, and so it was a way of describing, putting a name on something that they didn't, so let's call it an angel, let's call it a demon, but it could have been ET, could have been anything, but they got the tag angels and demons, and of course you had the religious aspects of it. Do I think that ET is spiritual like this? Only in older classifications, not in a modern sense. But to stay on this, interdimensional, yes. Still arriving here on flying saucers, yes. Yeah, absolutely. Other star systems, 100%. Us in the future, very, very real possibility for that. I bring that up all the time now. People are talking about it more and more. And the idea about this, them being us from the future, is such a real possibility, but all of it is possible. All of it. There's I say it almost every night on the show. The amount of life out there is infinite. It's not 10 species. It's not 60. It's not 10 planets, 20 planets. It's infinite. That's it. You had the insectoids, and you had the reptilians, and you got the tall whites and the tall grays and the short grays, and you got the Nordics, and you got the mentaloid, you got the stop. It's infinite. So, are some interdimensional? Yeah, absolutely. Are some time travelers? Yes. Are some us from the future? Yes. Yeah, they're all over. Varied. And I like the way Jim Goodall said this last night, because I say it all too often. There's a lot of things out there to go and see. So why would you do a repeat visit here on Earth? Why would you do a repeat visit? Is there a reason to do that? You come by, catalog the planet, check us out, abduct a couple of humans, take them with you, throw them in cages, study them, cut them apart, do whatever, do what scientists do. And I'm joking, but not joking. And you go and you do that, and you're off to the next planet because you've got an infinite list. Do you know how thick the book would be if the encyclopedia set, if you had a number, a catalog, a name, like we do for every exoplanet in the Milky Way? You would have 1, 2, 3 trillion planets listed. You know how big a trillion is? Not a million. A billion is 1,000 million. A trillion is 1,000 billion. Do you know how many? So that's how much studying you have to do. So you would come by here, you would check us out, and you would move on. You go to the next planet and see what's interesting over there. So yeah, all of the above. It's an infinite amount of life out there. Jimmy, what are your thoughts on Carl Nell Salt Foundation speech? I don't know. Don't know anything about it, but I will. Okay, hold on. I will look it up right now, and I will check it out later. How's that? Carl Nell Salt Foundation speech. Okay. All right. Colonel Carl Nell and Alex Clokus, Salt Connections, New York. 22 hours ago, Colonel Carl Nell sat down at Salt Connections, New York, with Alex Clokus, interviewed where Clokus discussed the evidence of non-human. Okay, so there you go. All right, so I've got it marked. Thank you for that. I'll keep you posted. All right. Trying to get everything in. What are your thoughts on Sammy Hagar getting a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame? Oh, yeah, he would. Is he getting one? Did you hang out? Yes, I did. I've hung out with Sammy many times. He deserves a star on the Walk of Fame for absolutely 100%. Let's see, Dr. Trout, what's your favorite Harley model? The one I own. Softail. Yeah. Yep. Perfect bike. I mean, I've got a perfect bike. I'm finally on Friday changing the handlebars. Well, I'm not doing it. My mechanic is doing it. Too complicated. You got to pull the wires and do all this. It's too much stuff involved there. But finally getting that done Friday. And I got the bars 3 weeks ago. It's a day-long thing. So Friday was the first available day. So I had to wait 3 weeks. Normally when I get stuff, I put it on the bike, same day. I step back and no, it's not that kind of party. And my stupid exhaust system has been on back order for 5 weeks. It has said 5 weeks back order for 5 weeks. And then it went up to 6 weeks 2 days ago. Now it's back down to 5 weeks. But it has not. And but I'm kind of stuck. That's the exhaust that I want, which is Screaming Eagle, and I'm just kind of stuck. It's on back order. There's nothing I can do. There's no dealers that have it. I'm stuck, and I'm not going to get Vance and Hines or anything else. Anyway, mine Softail. Yeah, love it. All right, let's see. Brian. Oh, Brian. Only one question tonight, Brian. But you didn't know that, I guess. And I'm just clicking on these in order. Jimmy, every guitarist has an axe or a piece of gear they wish they never got rid of or lost. What's yours? Probably, I can actually answer that. When I was a kid, I went through... During high school, I went through about 4 guitars, but there was one. Now I have it again, but I don't have the original. I have 2 of them. Ibanez Artist. I had a black one and with cream pickups. 1980, made in Japan. That guitar today in mint condition gets all the money. They're expensive. And I traded that guitar for a Strat. I traded it for a Gibson SG and a Strat. That's what I had done with a friend. And I wanted the Strat because of Eddie Van Halen. And the SG was, at that time, it had a Bigsby on it too, was thrown in just to make the deal happen. But this guy had to have my Ibanez Artist. And I wanted that Strat, and I turned it into a Franken Strat like Eddie. And I was happy. It was all good. But that guitar, that Artist, oh man, it was a perfect guitar. So I have since bought 2 of them, and they just remind me of the old days. But that one, I wish I still had it. It was a perfect guitar, just perfect. So there you go. You can still rock in America. Shermanator. It's not a question, Shermanator, but I got to tell you, that's pretty cool. Okay, let's keep going here. Let's see. Jimmy, will you please share just a little of your progression? What progression? Please, thank you. A little of your... do you mean regression? Not progression? I make progress every day doing something like today. I didn't kill the Black Widow. That's progress. That's growing as a human being. Or do you mean regression? Oh, yeah, there it is. Jane's Coffee comes back with regression. One of the things I'm not going to play the videos because I don't know what's coming up on them. But one of the funny things that I've gone back and thought about when it comes to the regression is, and I was talking about this the other day with somebody, that it was revealed to me that disclosure was about to happen, and it was going to be with something the educated could see and touch. It's a very heavy statement, and I've never said anything like that. I've never thought like that, but it came out in the regression or the session. I wasn't regressed. I was hypnotized. But to say something like that, the educated, who are the educated? I would say, I guess that means the scientist or the people that think they're really smart. You know, they've got a college degree and they know it all, right? That's what I think that means. And you know who you are, and you know who I'm talking about. There's that, but that they can see and touch. Yeah, it's a heavy statement, and I hope it's real. I hope it's real. Jimmy, let's see here. Okay. Who just gave me $10? Dewey Hargis. Thank you, Dewey. It's very cool of you, man. Okay. Next. Jan Pat. Jimmy, have you ever attended a seance? I have. I've done many seances. Or would you, since you have a ghost living with you? Would I do a seance here? Yeah, I would. I would do a seance here. I have the perfect dining room for a seance. I've got a round table that seats 8. It's got 8 chairs, big round table, and with bar stools. Perfect seance. Darken that thing down, man. Some candles, and let her go. Yeah, I would do it. I've done a lot of seances, and they're always fun. They're always interesting. I haven't had Susan Slaughter's really good at what she does, but I haven't, like my own seance. You know, I've said that I haven't had one where I went, Wow. Because for some reason, everybody's got to take it serious, one, but two, you need to really have a really good medium. It's somebody that's, and that has the gift. And I have Amy Hoyt, she's amazing. And I've got Susan Slaughter. She's amazing. So, we need to get them over at the house. I'd videotape that. I'd videotape it. I would record it, videotape. Oh, man. All right. Let's see what's next. Great. Thank you for that, Chan. Great question. Pro Wrestler 91. Is that your real picture? Jimmy, what's your thoughts on the newest thought the UAPs may be like the Matrix theory? Well, yeah. Okay, so that kind of goes back to the question from a few minutes ago. If you stop and think about it, everything's on the table. Everything's on the table. You cannot limit yourself in your ideas or theories because none of us are right. As far as you want to take your imagination, it's probably crazier than that. So to suggest something like this, well, yeah, it's possible. I mean, it's 100% possible. Remember, the statement, the basis of quantum theory, quantum physics, quantum mechanics is probabilities. All right? Everything will eventually happen. Everything will eventually happen. No matter what the craziest thing that you can think of, like this guitar pick demolecularizes and turns into a cockroach with wings, flies out and jumps in a car and steals it. What? Yeah, that will happen someday. As crazy as that is. So yeah, UAPs like to make absolutely 100%. That's easy. That's real close to reality. That's not even an out there thought. That's not crazy. All right, let's see. That's not a crazy. That's not out there. No, man. It's not out there. Val Madness. Question, Jimmy. Did you get that flying V, black and white, for Rudolph Schenker or Michael Schenker? Yeah. That's a Michael Schenker. Talking about that one right there. It's a Michael Schenker, and that's got Seymour Duncan's in it. I love that guitar, man. You know what's funny with that guitar? I do this with different, like that guitar. You pick that up. I only play Michael Schenker group. I only play MSG on that. That's it. It's funny. It's really, really funny. That's all. That's it. So, like, I'll pick up the George Lynch. I've got a few George Lynches around here. Only play Dokken. You pick up one of the Van Halen. You only play Van Halen. SG. You pick that up. You're only playing Black Sabbath. It's weird. Oh my God, it is just so funny. It's like, yeah. This guitar right here, the 74 Strat, Rainbow. That's it, man. That's all that gets played on that. It's Graham Bonnet. All right. Let's see. What's next? Oh, favorite Scorpion song. Oh, man. Winds of Change. Yeah. But but there's so many. Man, the Scorpions are so good, so precise, so good, so tight. Yeah, Dieter Dirks, their producer. That dude was a machine. But yeah, Winds of Change. It's a perfect song. Jimmy learning the facts of life from a spider. Absolutely. And what is wrong with that? I ask you. You know, what's wrong with that? Okay, let's see. Next up, John Hudson. It is 10 years in the future. Disclosure has happened. It has all gone excellent. What does that look like? Happiness. Because, you know, okay, so disclosure happens now and we go to 10 years in the future, right? Okay, yeah, because now we're over it. We're over it. We're over the shock. We're over the lawsuits, hopefully. The abductees, the contactees, we're over that. We're over the backwards engineering. We're over the petrochemical issue. We're the energy source. All of that. Okay, so that's the government's problem. That's the government's issue, and the lawsuits and everything else, and the attention that needs to be paid to the members of the community that have gone through their experiences. So you have that. But the other part is this, the happiness, because the question has been answered, right? We're not alone in the universe. And we don't have to trip on that anymore. You don't have to wonder about it. I mean, back to Stone Age man, all the way through to today. It's the question. You're looking at the stars, and man, okay, so how much, is ET visiting us? Are they looking back at us? Right? That's what are we alone? Or, as you get that question answered, right? And you've moved past that, then we can get to the next level. Happiness, right? The stress of that and the question, getting that answered and moving on from that. Yeah, happiness. And I would think that would dissolve. Not everything. It's not a cure-all, but it would definitely change the focus of how we look and what we think about each other. It would change all of that. It would. It wouldn't be a cure-all. We're still going to have dicks, right? There's still going to be dickery on planet Earth. But the majority of people are going to look at our neighbors and our friends and other countries and other nationalities and cultures. We're going to look at all of that differently. Yeah. So happiness. Great question, John. Thank you for that. That's puts you in the running, my man. Let's see here. Val, only one question. AMA question. Jimmy, did you get that flying bee? Oh, did I just ask that? Am I scrolling backwards? Okay. Am I rolling backwards? Yeah. Am I going back? I think I just rolled this. Your choice, Jimmy, remote view. I think I answered that earlier, a question similar to that. And yeah, what's the deal here? I went backwards. Okay, let's see what this is. That's a long one. Terminator. Jimmy, with the recent increase in UFO disclosures and government reports, what do you think is the most significant piece of evidence that could change public perception about extraterrestrial life? Piece of evidence? You know what it would be? It would be the James Webb Space Telescope shooting in deep space a craft. Now, a planet would be cool. A planet with lights on it, and you can see cities and on the night side, the dark side of the planet. Okay, yeah, that would be a game changer. But what if, right? They're photographing that planet, and the Imperial Star Cruiser, battle cruiser, just cruises by, like in Spaceballs. Right? You remember in space? Takes like 20 minutes, right? And it passes, and then it says on the back, "We break for nobody." That would be that would trip some people out. That would be right. Not your neighbor with their their iPhone. Not something on YouTube. James Webb Space Telescope shooting something. Yeah. Capturing something. Remember, it's shooting in different fields. So what if it was shooting in the infrared? It's shooting gases. It's capturing stuff, and it looks so good. They're doing that. Just capture this glowing red giant battle cruiser thing, just and taking forever to pass through because it's so big. That would be cool. Something like that. So that's what the public needs. I've seen so much stuff. I can only, and me and others, right? I can only talk about stuff that I've seen so many times. Right? Okay. But James Webb Space Telescope, yeah, that would get some attention. It really would. What is the biggest UAP craft you've seen? Mine, 60 feet diameter, 300-foot length, in Idaho in 2010. Mine was bigger. Mine was a lot bigger. Yeah. I mean, I'm not even sure, but I'm gonna say 150 feet by 400 feet. That's always been I said that the day of the sighting, so I've never really wavered off of that. So yeah. I'm a singer-songwriter. Can I send you music? Yes. Jimmy at jimmychurchradio.com. Absolutely. Would love to hear it. You could, if it's good, you could sing me an intro, and we'll use it on the show. All right? Okay, let's see. Who is up next as I go through? Man, the show just blew by. Just absolutely blew by. Lightning Will, I am Robin. Lightning Will, I am Robin. Lightning Will, I am Robin. That is the coolest name of the show. You get tickets to Contact in the Desert. Okay. Are you going to do more hypnotic regression sessions? If so, will you share it with us? Okay. That's a great question. And the short answer is maybe. All right, now let me tell you why it's not a yes or a no. And the reason why I'm saying maybe, I need a reason to do it. Okay, so my reason for doing it last time was I had never done it before, so there was that. I wanted to explore and understand the experience. We were shooting it for TV, so that there was those elements. Now, I had said at the time, it's too exhausting. I mean, I was tired. And it took me forever to unpack everything that happened. And I'm still unpacking it and still thinking about it. So there's a lot of energy that goes into it. Would I do that 2 or 3 times a year? No, it's it's too much stress. So there's that part of it. And then probably the third thing, why it's still a maybe, is that this time around, now that I understand it, and I know that I can be regressed, and Sarah Breskman Cosme is amazing, that I would need to have something that I need to explore, something I need answers for. I have a lot of that. I don't want answers for everything. But if I get to that moment where I go, yeah, I think I want to go check this out, then I'll do it. And when I do, I will share it. I'm not scared. All right. It was fun. I really enjoyed it. Okay. Next up, all work and low pay. Again, God-given name. Your parents are wonderful. They knew what time it was. Jimmy, what UFO case story do you think would be the most convincing to hardcore skeptics? I constantly go back, for me, Rendlesham. I go to Rendlesham. Betty and Barney Hill, Travis Walton, Roswell, Kecksburg, Phoenix Lights. Phoenix Lights is strong too as well. But there's something about, for me, the Rendlesham case. It's modern. It's military. All the witnesses are alive, and it's got it all. So I think Rendlesham is one of the strongest cases. Yeah, man, I wish we had photographs. See, but we got audio. We got the audio recordings from Colonel Hull. So yeah. All right. So Rendlesham. Yeah, another great question. You guys are good tonight. You guys are good. I'm going to try to get all of these in. I want everybody to have a shot at winning those tickets. Okay, Jimmy, have you ever considered being hypnotized in order to do the future? My dad and his friends tried it and it worked, but freaked them out. And that is from Three Shifting Veils. That's a great name too as well. Your parents are wonderful. Being hypnotized in order to do the future. Yeah. Again, I would need a reason. Now, that's a pretty good idea. Because I kind of did that in my session. All right. Right. There's, like the foretelling of future events did happen at a couple of points. But what if you did do that? Only focused on go in with the blank slate. What does my higher self? What's in what's in the future for humanity? Yeah, I should talk to Sarah about that and see if something like that is possible. That's great. Yeah, you could go into the future for when the truth is exposed. Oh, man. Let's see. How would you like to be remembered? Phil the Stalker. How would you like to be remembered, Phil? I would like to, you know what? I don't, especially when you get to, my age, you kind of think about this a little bit. It's more about people. I'm not affected by what people think. I don't care. I don't pay attention to it. I really don't. Otherwise, it would affect what I do on the show. And so I don't pay attention to it. And that's it. So, but after, when it's all said and done, and I'm, how would I'd like people to remember, at least if they, at the very minimum, if they said, you know what? He was kind of a dick, but that's just who he was. He didn't fake it, right? It wasn't an act, or whatever it is. That it wasn't an act. That was really him. If I get that, I'm pretty cool. I'm pretty happy. You know what I mean? I don't. I don't like that fakey thing. that fakey thing. There are, like, okay, for instance, we had Thomas Jane on the show the other night, and he was straight up. Okay? He pulled the mask off. That was him. That was on the show. And I dig that. Too many people, you don't have to be an actor, just average Joe is somebody at work acting, playing a part. They're not the real them. Then they go home and the real them is there. And that's, that's and it's tough. It's a hard thing to work around, to get past. Jimmy, let's see here. Jimmy, would you take a personal ride to space? You mean like Blue Origin? Man, it's getting pretty safe, but I would never skydive. So now, you know what I would consider? A balloon. I would do a balloon to the, you know what I mean, to the stratosphere. You go 40 miles up or whatever. I would do that because at least you got a spacesuit and a parachute, right? Anything goes wrong. Anything goes wrong on Blue Origin or whatever, some rocket, it doesn't end well, man. It just doesn't end well. So, and that was who was that from? That was Roots of Love. I would do the balloon. I would do the balloon. Okay. Okay, this is from Orion. Jimmy, what is one mystery or topic you believe hasn't been explored enough in the paranormal and UFO communities, and why do you think it deserves more attention? I'm going to, you know what? Straight up. And they're kind of related. Well, they're very much related. Antarctica, Atlantis, deep history. Nobody wants to talk about it. No, and there's not enough focus on it. When you go, and I talk about it all the time, but this is not, I'm going to say a bad word. This is not bullshit. You go to Peru or then you go to any of these megaliths, Baalbek in Lebanon, right? And you go to these ancient sites and you look and Bolivia, Egypt, anywhere, just go anywhere. And the megalithic, the old, right? And you look at that, and everybody that lives there knows nothing about it. I don't know how it got there. No, well, when we moved into town, it was already here, right? So who did that? Göbekli Tepe does not, as much as I have spoken those words over the last 10 years, 10 plus years. Göbekli Tepe, Göbekli Tepe, Göbekli Tepe, Göbekli Tepe. I have had thousands and thousands of emails and people come in. That just, what are you saying at the end of the show? What are you saying in that commercial? Go what? Right? I'm doing my job. I'm getting people to discuss that. It's an enigma. How? And when you go to, you look at the stones of Baalbek, the unfinished obelisk. I don't want to hear the BS about that. Aswan and those, Otey and Tambo, Sacsayhuaman, right? And when you go and you look, go to the top of Machu Picchu, the top of a mountain, and you go to the town square, what they call it, the town square. You go to the middle, and these stones like as big as my house are sitting there perfectly carved, right? And you're like, what? How? That is old. And there's no attention. None. Nobody wants to talk about that because Atlantis, a prior civilization, and it upsets everything that we have been taught. And they just leave it alone. They just want, so there you go. I'm just so adamant about it. So there you go. Let's see. Agent Bambi. Jimmy, what's been the most life-changing interview for you personally and why? Thanks. Man, all of them. I learned something from everybody. I remember once being asked about this, and I answered really quickly. I said, the Linda Moulton Howe Thanksgiving special, which was 10 years ago or so, 8 years ago, 10 years ago. And so it was Thanksgiving, and we had Linda on the show, and for some reason, maybe it's about 8 years ago. Yeah, look it up. We didn't talk about UFOs or ET. We talked about her, what it was like to have a career in a male-dominated field as a woman and a journalist, and going back to college and choosing that career path. And man, it was emotional, it was strong, it was powerful. And then and the reason why I know that I picked that was we know, Linda, and EBEs and cattle mutilations, and we get that. We understand that. We totally, but what is driving her? We never get behind that. We never, go beyond and what makes Linda, what motivates her? Why? And that show was powerful. And I remember her calling me up the next day going, church. Yeah. So that was really strong. That was really strong. But every show, man, every show's great. Every show's great. It's got its own thing about it. So there you go. Okay, let's see. Who is next? Agent Bambi. Okay. Would I bring Terrence Howard on? I have connections to Terrence, and I can do that. And I've been thinking about it. Man, after that Joe Rogan thing, I was going to do it last year too, and I could have done it, and I didn't. Now it may be, it might be getting difficult. Do you play any of your guitars outside skywatching? I have, of course. Right? No musical ETs have responded. No. But, I've got acoustic guitars, so take those out there. Have I plugged in an electric in the backyard? No, my neighbors would kill me. No, I've never. Jimmy, I'm confused about the Anunnaki created humans time frame. Was it 50,000 years ago or 500,000 years ago? I see two different lines of thinking about that. Okay. And you're wrong on both of those. Okay. So let me you're not wrong. Do your own research and stuff. I don't mean it like that, but this is my belief system with that. I think it was 200,000 years ago. And not only does that present itself in the Sumerian tablets, and Sitchin is written about that, but our own anthropologists talk about that. And we're always looking for the missing link. Okay? The humans, just Homo sapien sapien us, this version, right? I know I look Neanderthal, but but I am Homo sapien sapien. So just appeared 200,000 years ago, just showed up, right? And there's nothing, and we get this nice nose and, this thing and this chin, and we, the female body, everything just showed up, right? With 46 chromosome pairs instead of 48, just shows up. And that's so it's 200,000 years ago, not 50, no, 200,000 years ago. The fossil record shows that there's nothing in the fossil record with us before. Okay, so there you go. Okay. Oh, I thought I changed that. Oh, I didn't do this. Oh, my bad. Sorry about that. Bronklander RC. Sorry about that. Everybody should get their credit where credit. Let's see here. Oh, man. Got a time for a few more. Let's see. If you could solve one conspiracy theory, what would it be? Well, disclosure is working itself out. I'm going, you know what? We need to figure out who killed Kennedy. Man, I'm done with that. We need that. We need who killed Kennedy. I'm down with that. I'm down with that. So there you go. Yeah, man. We need that one put to bed. Let's see. This is from Elsa Louise. If you could only do one more broadcast, what message? Oh, really? Okay. All right. Okay. Limits. What would you want to convey the most to your listeners? Believe nothing. Believe nothing. Only trust your eyes and yourself. Believe nothing. Believe nothing. I don't care, man. Don't believe me. I'm telling you right now. I do the fader facts, but with the news and the internet and social media and the way that information is put out there right now, people read it and believe it. And it's so believe nothing. And with everything that we know today, and you just go back and look at what you were taught in school, you're like, what? Really? I believed that because that was taught that in school. That's the problem. Nothing is what it seems. Question everything. I swear, and all that is holy. Benjamin Dreyer. Did last night's conversation help you believe in Bob Lazar's accounts? No. Jim knows Bob. I've met Bob. Jim knows Bob. And I get that. And he's done the way. So I get that. I totally understand where he's coming from. All right. Okay. I have my reasons. And like I said to Jim last night, I did 30 years of ignoring stuff and just buying into it. Because I don't want to believe it. I do. So no, it didn't help me. It did not change my opinion. But I reserve the right to change my opinion. If Bob, you recently said your hair has gotten thicker. Can you explain how? I can't. My hair, I'm 60. No, I've got like I've got two gray hairs. Right? See them? I can't. You can kind of right there. Like two on my whole head. This is just all natural, right? Anyway, so my hair is thick. It's crazy. And it just grows. All I do, I get my hair cut every 2 weeks. Definitely once a month. and I get, it just grows and grows, won't stop. And it's moving down my forehead. It's not receding. I want to graduate. I want the gray hair. I want some receding hairline. Look at this. It's all gray. All this is gray. I've got very little black now. It's all gray. Not here. It's like crazy. It's thick, gnarly. Yeah, it's crazy. It's really, I don't know. It's moving down my head. I have hairs growing out of my forehead. I got to pluck. Yeah. I don't know. I can't explain it. I cannot. If I was into dyeing my hair, I would dye this every day and you wouldn't know. As soon as I started to get a couple grays, I would have dyed it, would do whatever, those TV commercials. And I'd have it, but no, I don't care. I want to graduate. I want the gray. I would love some gray locks. I've earned the right to have gray hair. I put in 60 years, man. 60 years. This is all gray. You should see it. It's all gray. All gray. I'm just going to have this white goatee and brown hair. Long. The one thing I never did, though, I never did the man bun or the ponytail. That was just, yeah. Okay. Let's see. Where am I at? Let's okay. Oh, let's pick a winner. Let's pick a winner. Cats, dogs, or ferrets? I'm going dogs. Okay. All right. Let's pick a winner. I need everybody on point. Zen. Okay, everybody. Who had the best question tonight? Who had the best question? I'm going to the end here. Okay, I'm now at the end. I thought Jimmy's hair is black. No, my hair is brown. It's not black. It's brown. Okay, who had the best question tonight? Okay, let's start. Phil the Stalker. No, you can't vote for yourself, Phil. Okay, Phil's out. Phil's out. Phil, you had a great question. Phil's out. Okay. Everyone. Let's see. I never got mine looked at. Okay, what was your question? What am I going into overtime? Do you know how many Jimmy, when did you get your first motorcycle? The one I have. I had motorcycles when I was a kid, but they were family owned, right? But like my own, this one took me 60 years. All right. Okay. Let's see here. Where are the votes coming in? Flaming Daisies. Okay. Favorite Art Bell moment. Favorite George Norrie moment. Yeah, those are two good questions, actually. Oh, man. Okay. Phil's not going to come to Contact in the Desert. Phil, don't you live in like Newfoundland or something? All right, let's see. Flamin' Daisies. But Phil. Let's see. Orion. Yeah, that was a good question too. That was a good question. Okay, I need the votes coming in. For Jennifer? Oh, she was like in the beginning? Yeah, Jennifer's question was good too as well. I'd have to scroll back. But, okay, so Jennifer, okay. Let's see. I can't use tickets, but thank you. So Flamin' Daisies is out. That's because she's running in secret. Yeah, yeah. Yep. I can see through that in a second. My super chat wasn't read. Oh, you had a super chat? I didn't look. I didn't. I missed a lot. Okay, so People forget how to do critical thinking. I'm looking for the super chats now. I'm going to go back and see now that we're officially. Have you seen my dog? Okay, I'm scrolling back to the super chats. God, there was a lot of questions I didn't get to, man. Do you extend your career into producing films? I did. I've produced a lot of films. I just produced The Observers. Yeah. So, and I'm working on, here it is. Will you consider performing at the Conscious Awards, at least a solo? Raiders forever. That's great. At the Conscious Awards, I'm backstage. I'm doing the announcing. So I'm backstage. I'll be out on the stage, but I'm not out there the whole time. I think I'm going to present. I am going to present one award, though. I am. Okay. All right. So who won? Phil, will you come out here to Contact in the Desert? Okay. So John's disclosure question. Yeah, there was a couple that came in via email I didn't read as well. Not running in secret. That's funny, though. Yeah. Let's see. Whoever had the Carnell question that stumped Jimmy. Yeah, that was actually pretty good, too, as well. Yeah. Okay, so Flaming Daisies is out. Jennifer had a good question, and I remember that, too, as well. Did Jennifer get more than one vote? I'm scrolling back. Where was Jennifer's question? Do I have it tagged? Oh, man. The chat tonight, I'm telling you guys, I have scrolled back and I am literally thousands of questions back and I can't find Jennifer's and it keeps refreshing. I'm going back to where I have everything tagged. Who was your favorite English punk band? Man, Sex Pistols. I got to go there. What experience with the recent Dark Figures? See, man, I missed so many questions. What a great night on the show. What a great night. I would like to see which is your favorite guitar. What is my favorite guitar? All of them. I mean, I love the Flame. I do. That Strat that's in here, out in the living room, I've got a few that I really like. That RG is really nice. Both of these RGs are nice. The Les Pauls are nice. But that ESP is great. The Deans over here, the Stevie Ray Vaughan Strat is pretty cool. My Kramers, I've got 3 Kramer Stars. I love all of them. I have Hardtails and Floyds. What's over here? The Randy Rhoads guitars are really cool. The Jacksons. But the Steve Vai Gems are really cool. That's in here. All of them. Okay. I can't find Jennifer. Okay, I'm going to go down here. Bill, what is Jennifer's question? Did you find it? When and where is the event? It is in Palm Springs. Contactinthedesert.com. Contactinthedesert.com. So did we figure out, it seems like Phil got the most votes right now. And so, Phil, can you come to Contact in the Desert? Shoot me an email, Jimmy@jimmychurchradio.com. Yeah, there's another vote for Jennifer. There's another Jennifer. Okay, so Jennifer. There's another Jennifer. Okay, there's a lot of Jennifers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Jennifers in a row. I'd say Jennifer got outvoted by, and I'm seeing these now come in, Phil, you kind of vote Jennifer. Yeah, okay. Jennifer got it. Okay, so Jennifer is the winner. Sorry, Phil. Phil, you're number 2. You are our backup. Jennifer, shoot me an email to jimmy@jimmychurchradio.com, and I'll get everything set up. Okay, Jennifer? I've got your information here. I need you to email me. Okay? All right. With that, I'm going to get out of here. What a great AMAs are the best. It is so much fun. So I am going to get out of here. I'm your host, Jimmy Church. Jennifer, you're the winner. Phil the Stalker, you are our runner-up. And you know what? Phil, if you can make it, I'll get you tickets too. All right? Shoot me an email, jimmy@jimmychurchradio.com. Thank you. Fade to Black is produced by Hilton J. Palm, Renee Newman, and Michelle Freed. Thank you to Bill, Jonaside, Jennifer, Dex, Dennis, Kevin, music, Doug Aldrich, intro, Spaceboy, spaceboymusic.com. Fade to Black is produced by KJCR for the Game Changer Network, and this broadcast is owned and copyrighted 2024 by Fade to Black, the Game Changer Network Inc. It cannot be rebroadcast, downloaded, copied, or used anywhere in the known universe without written permission from Fade to Black or the Game Changer Network Inc. I'm your host, Jimmy Church. Until tomorrow night, Brad Olson is here. I want you to be safe. Go Beckley Tepe.